Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
It happens here each week. We step out and enjoy our region's events and rich culture.
We are proud to support WYES. Roll camera.
The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao! AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
I'm Peggy Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. What a show! Joining me, Poppy Tooker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hey, Peg.
Good to see you. Hello. Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and TheaterCriticism.com. Hello. And making her Steppin Out debut, Mariana Hurtado Williamson, with the New Orleans Hispanic Heritage Foundation, and so much more. Good to see you. Hello.
Great to be here.
Yes, and 'tis the season, Sallie and Glassman, yes. Vodou Priestess, author and founder of the New Orleans Healing Center, to talk about a very special ceremony. Welcome back. And Meg Placke, State Librarian of Louisiana, here to tell us about the upcoming Louisiana Book Festival. Welcome, Meg.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hello, my dear. We look forward to hearing from you. Poppy, time for yet more Oktoberfesting.
Well, it's that time of year, and so I want to remind everybody that for the next 3 weekends, you can get your chicken dance on and all that fun at the Deutsches House right there on Moss Street. So make your plans to go and hit the road. And speaking of international flavors, next Tuesday, you can catch a taste of Afghanistan at St. John on Decatur Street. And this is in support of a nonprofit, Home is Here NOLA. It's a tasting menu of Afghan dishes by new Orleanians who have settled here in New Orleans. And you'll get a big experience with their food, their culture, and their experience of the whole thing. So don't miss it. It's really going to be a good time. I have to tell you, there is the most special place that I don't believe I've ever spoken about before, so they have to forgive me. For 11 years, sui generis, and that's how they pronounce it, so I know that's correct. 11 years on Burgundy Street, right next door to Bud Rips. And of course, we're talking about Chef Ernest Foundas and Adrian, his partner, who make all of it happen right down there on Burgundy. Now, the menu changes weekly. They're only there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, but these people are so amazing. Their interests, their creativity, and they really want to share all of the amazing culinary things they know with everyone in the community. So in an effort to be creative and learn every day, 5 years ago, Ernest built Tiki Farm in Pearlington, Mississippi. So a lot of the food they're serving, most of it, 40 minutes from New Orleans, it's all being grown at the Tiki Farm there. Last year, he built the food lab so that they could offer classes. And he told me part of it was that his partner, Adrian, really wanted him to get all his fermentation projects out of the house because one of their missions is zero waste. So this Saturday, there will be a class on zero waste. And every time they teach down there, it's multiple courses. Coming up is miso, vegan cheese, chasing umami and sweet and hot, delicious things. It's an incredible experience. Go down to Sui Generis right here, but also sign up for one of those classes in Pearlington. Then you know Halloween is coming, and they are really celebrating this year at the Bower in the Lower Garden District. There's going to be a Halloween yappy hour on Thursday the 26th from 4:30 to 8:30. It's free. There's $5 cocktails, $6 glasses of wine and small plates, treats for your pup, and there will be a prize for best dog costume. Now, the very next day, I want to warn everybody, if you wanted to go to a witch's luncheon, get on the phone and make a reservation for this one, because they're all sold out right now, all over town. But there's seats at the Bower, 3 courses, $48, serving spooky specialty cocktails and prizes for best costume. So it's going to be so much fun, and happy Halloween.
Thank you. Alan.
Well, we had some very sad news to start off with. That we received that Perry Martin, the distinguished, successful director, had passed away at the age of 65. Perry, who ran Bayou Playhouse, of course, was noted for productions like Kingfish, Earl Long in Purgatory, Okra. It said he never lost money on a production, and I hope one day to have an announcement of a celebration of his life in the future. Now, meanwhile, over at Le Petit Theater, Salvador Menino's busy again. He's directing for the 3rd time at Le Petit within this last year, and now, after Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, he returns with Let the Right One In. This is a different kind of love story, though, just in time for Halloween, Poppy, written by Jack Thorne and based on John Ajvide Lindquist's novel that was made into a film. Dalton Major plays Oscar. He's a bullied adolescent who falls for Ely. Ely is a mysterious girl who moves in next door, played by Kaylee Sanders. The only problem is that Ely's a lot older than she appears, and she's not a girl, as she tells him she's in fact a vampire. Mike Harkins plays Hawken, a dark figure who is her henchman, charged with finding her victims to quench her thirst for blood. Eventually, Hakan becomes expendable, leaving Ely to strengthen her bonds with Oscar, but there's more to it than that. This is play, it's really, you know, sort of like an unexpected violent turn here and there, but it really is what you could term a love story. And it's not your grandfather's Romeo and Juliet, I can assure you of that. The latter part of the play deals with Oscar's bullies and their attempt to hurt him. The work is unusual, with great support from Nick Strauss, Kevin Wheatley, and Wendy Malakovich. Superb sound, by the way, by Nick Shackelford, and lighting by Rachel Levy. You might want to check this one out. Let the Right One In continues for 2 more weekends, and it'll finish up just in time for Halloween. After 27 years, and we had Tommy Myrick on the show last week, she has created the first outdoor historical drama for Louisiana known as Le Code Noir. The cast deals with the very real issues of Placke, slavery, and how the Creoles really attempted to keep the Americans out of the colony. That's a Setelier. She is a griot who tells us of their stories. The play is written by Myrick, along with the late Mark R. Sumner, and it sports a very large cast. Historic figures are even employed here, and a lot of the people are workers or enslaved people. That is the ground of what it's basically about, people living in a 30-year period, basically, in New Orleans. Because it's a public space at Congo Square, they cannot charge, though it cost them more than $100,000 to put on this production. So the costumes, again, accurate. The stories are researched for authenticity. This play will really tell the story of how enslaved people bought their freedom and became free people of color. I urge everybody to check this out. It's going to be an outdoor drama this weekend only, beginning at 5 p.m. at Congo Square. Consider making a donation, please, to help them out defray these tremendous costs of this production. And that's at Voices in the Dark repertory. Randy Otto has made a career of playing Sir Winston Churchill on stage. He brings his one-man show to BB Stage Door Canteen this weekend for this one weekend only. There are some seats left for this really nightly shows are at Friday and Saturday, and a Sunday matinee on Sunday. Go check that out as well. Meanwhile, at Fat Squirrel, they're getting ready to open Broken Codes. This is a brand new play that they're putting on by Stephanie Garrison. It's at Big Couch, and that's located, in case you don't know, on St. Claude Avenue, right at Desire. Again, 3400 St. Claude Avenue. Meanwhile, over at Rivertown Theaters for the Performing Arts, Gary Rucker is directing one of my favorite Stephen Sondheim works, Assassins. It's a dark story, but it is fun to see. David Hoover and Vatican Loki are among the assassins that are depicted. You can check that out as well. John Wilkes Booth is in it, Lee Harvey Oswald. But again, Assassins by Stephen Sondheim opens on October the 20th, and it plays all the way through November the 5th. And let me not forget to mention Leslie Castay. She is getting ready to have one of the busiest months of her career. First, she's directing Young Frankenstein at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center, and then she is starring in Looped as Tallulah Bankhead in a one-woman show directed by Janet Shea. So we'll preview that in November when we return. But she's going to be my guest, along with Michael Paternostro, who's going to be playing Dr. Frankenstein, if you will. That's Frankenstein, not Frankenstein. Again, coming up on my Enola Theater Talk Show, that'll be on Monday, October the 23rd. Go check that out as well at the different spots on Facebook group of NOLA folk, and of course theatercriticism.com and my own YouTube channel. And I just wanted to put in one last plug for the LPO. They have the operas coming up, etc., but they have some really wonderful works that are going to be presenting on October the 21st, Rachmaninoff, and then a really laid-back Sunset Symphony in Mandeville on October the 28th. I hope everybody will check it out, lpomusic.com.
And Alan, I just had a quick PS because the New Orleans Ballet Association is bringing in Complexions Contemporary Ballet with new works and live music by Chief Ajua, who lives in New Orleans, formerly Christian Scott. And there's also music by Lenny Kravitz that evening as well. That's on the 21st at the Mahalia Jackson. Now, over to Meg. Meg, it's hard to believe it's been 19 years of the Louisiana Book Festival. Wow. And congratulations, because you have just been appointed recently as the state librarian, but you've only been there since 2008.
Since 2008, just.
Yes.
So,
God bless you, though. But you worked your way up, and I just love that, But the book festival, we really want to point out, as we just saw, is, of course, something for family and for adults. It's a nice mix. But every year, what's very sweet is that you all get to have this event in the facility of the state capitol. You get to go in some of those chambers.
It's all throughout the Capitol, in our downtown complex, at the library and the museum, and especially in our at the Capitol itself, in the committee rooms. So we have it throughout, and thousands come every year. So
I love
wonderful.
that. I love that. And every year, too, you also have a Louisiana Writer of the Year. And we recently actually spoke to Maurice, of course, Carlos Ruffin, and Mr. Ruffin's going to be your honoree, huh?
He is. He is such a wonderful author, and we're so glad that we have the honor of presenting him with the Louisiana Writer Award. We will kick off our Louisiana Book Festival at 9 on Saturday, October 28th, with that Writer Award ceremony, where the Lieutenant Governor will be there to present him his award.
He is such a great guy. He was in another life a lawyer, and decided he wanted to teach creative writing full time, and he's over at LSU. But wonderful novels, and we're just so proud of him because he's from New Orleans. Also, Haley Arsenault, tell me about her.
Well, she is another Louisiana woman who has accomplished so much, and she was the first person to ever orbit, cancer survivor to ever orbit the Earth, and the youngest person to do so. So she'll be here at the festival. You can meet her and see her books. It's called Wild Ride. And it's for both young adults, and she also has an adult version, and just talks about how she was able to accomplish so much.
And of course, the Dubus family is a longtime Louisiana family, and Andre Dubus III has a brand new book, and he's going to be with you all, huh?
He will. He will be with us, and he also is going to not only be a featured author, but also do one of our workshops. So we have workshops the day before where you get to, again, we have writing workshops for any of our prospective and aspiring writers to be able to meet with and attend these wonderful opportunities to get taught how to improve their literature.
And I know the list is long of writers, but I'm so glad that a pal of mine has a brand new book out called Louisiana Lens, John Lawrence, who certainly knows something about New Orleans and Louisiana photography. And so I'm glad that you're including him. But I would recommend everybody to go to your website. It's chock full of information, right?
Yes, our website, www.louisianabookfestival.org, has all of the details on the over 200 authors and 100 programs that will be at the Louisiana Book Festival.
And it's free. That's a big deal, too.
Free for everybody.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you. It's great to have you with us tonight.
Thank you.
And Mariana, the Hispanic Heritage Foundation, I have been following through the years, and it's really wonderful because it's mostly volunteers
Yes.
and professionals and all, New Orleans-based professionals who come together from different countries, Hispanic countries, to have quite a few events throughout the year.
Yes, the New Orleans Hispanic Heritage Foundation has been around since 1989. As you mentioned, it was founded by a group of Hispanic professionals in the area that really wanted to, promote the Hispanic heritage and the culture in the greater New Orleans area. They identified a need in New Orleans for Hispanic students that really wanted to attend private schools or parochial schools in the area, but really needed financial support to be able to do that. So a few years after they founded the organization, they started trying to organize a fundraiser where they could get enough funds to provide scholarships for Hispanic students in the area. And so in 1993, they actually awarded the first scholarship so that a student could attend a private school in the area. And since 1993, we have been awarding scholarships. We have now awarded over 1,000 scholarships to date.
Wow.
And we have 3 different areas of the scholarship program. We do our high school students, which is the largest program for students in the, as I mentioned, private and parochial schools, low-income students that need some financial support. And we also promote cultural programs in the city.
I love this, the chalk, show your art side. Huh?
Yeah, so our cultural program promotes any kind of Hispanic events. We try to highlight our culture throughout the city as well. And we obviously, have a big fundraiser, which is the Azúcar Bowl, to get funds for our scholarship program.
Yeah, it is amazing, though, that scholarship program, how many lives you touch.
Yes, the scholarship program is definitely what we're the most proud of. We want to help these low-income Hispanic students in the area to be able to finish their education in high school. And for the students that go to public schools, we also help them on their first year for college as well.
This is amazing. I mean, that photo kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this past year we awarded 116 scholarships, so almost 120 students that we were able to help with scholarships for either high school or their freshman college year.
And helping to fuel all this is the upcoming Azúcar Ball, as you said, which looks like, I've actually been to it. A good time is definitely had by all.
Yes.
Lots and lots of music, a whole lot of fun.
Yes,
too.
it is a very, very fun event. This year is going to be on October 28th at the Hyatt Regency, downtown New Orleans. And
somebody's having good times here.
Yes. Yes, we have themes every year, and so this year we are having it on October 28th, and so the theme is going to be Dia de los Muertos, which is for the Day of the Dead.
Which we're about to talk about.
Yes, so we are incorporating the Mexican tradition with altars and celebrating really the passing of life, but it's a celebration, and so we do want to highlight that it's a very rich Mexican tradition that we want to highlight this year at the Azúcar Bowl.
And so for more information, and if somebody wants to become a member, nohhf.org.
Yes, that is our website.
See the website. Yeah.
You can purchase tickets there. You can learn more about the organization. Yeah. If you are unable to attend the ball, you can also donate. But please do consider attending the ball, and it is a lot of fun. We have a lot of music, a lot of great food, and it really highlights Hispanic.
And where are you from
culture.
originally?
I'm originally from Venezuela, and we do have board members from almost every Hispanic country that I can think of.
We had Claudia on a few weeks ago too. Yeah, and it's just wonderful. And I know Dr. and Mrs. Bazan. I mean,
yes.
it's really quite an active group, and it's great to see you. And
well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And your day job is.
On my day job, I'm an operations manager at Valero in Chalmette, the Valero Mirror Refinery, and I'm a mechanical engineer, but I am very happy to find some time to contribute to the Hispanic community in New Orleans as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And speaking of the Day of the Dead, Sallie, it's great to see you once again. And as I said, you wear so many hats, but today we're talking about your Vodou Priestess hat. And we've talked a little bit about Day. It is a celebration. Tell us about what can we expect at the celebration. And I know we should say, first of all, you need to try to raise some money because it's kind of an expensive evening. So let's talk about that first.
Well, it's a free event, so we do have some fundraising events coming up, including a fabulous sugar skull decorating event on the 14th Saturday at the New Orleans Healing Center. which is where our Day of the Dead celebration takes place. It's not only Mexico that celebrates this time of year and recognizes it as a time when the veil between the living and the dead is most diffuse, and so we can welcome our beloved dead back and welcome our ancestors and honor them. Also in Haiti, really around the world, but in Haiti, it's the time of year when we celebrate what's called Gede, all the Gede. It's a family of spirits that are the leaders of all the dead. So the same idea, and at the same time of year. And like you were saying, we have altars throughout the lobby of the New Orleans Healing Center, beautiful creations
right there in St. Claude.
From many different traditions. The doors open at 5. We'll have the altars available for viewing. We'll have artisans with a market.
That's great.
And then from 7 to 10, we have a full-on Vodou ceremony with drummers and dancers and singers and much wildness and shenanigans. The Gede spirits are very entertaining. I'll leave it at that.
And you have a procession as well.
And then we have a
blocks
procession from 10 to 10:30 where we go to the corner lot by the Healing Center, where there is a driftwood boat that was created by an artist to carry the souls of Katrina dead. And so we say prayers from different traditions. We pass flame and say the praise names of our beloved dead. And we feed the dead because they're hungry. They're hungry ghosts.
Well, for more details, NewOrleansHealingCenter.org. And the Healing Center is right across from St. Roch Market, so you can't really miss it.
And it's purple and orange and, and green. And we ask people to dress in white with a purple headscarf or black and purple, so you're all set.
I love it. Here I am.
Stay dressed this way.
Exactly.
And we ask people to bring a little offering of food or drink or a trinket for the Gede spirits or for their own ancestors and people that they want to honor.
Wonderful. And once again, that's November the 1st.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to see you. And I am going to now kick off our picks of the week with 2 WYES Morgus the Mad Scientist events. But first, to get you in the mood, here is a clip from one of Morgus's weather reports that was included on the WWL TV daily newscast in the 60s.
I hold a vial up there. I just stick this in there, like that. All right, that's enough. 5 cc's, all right. Now, they say you inject it into the top branch. Get out of the way, Charles. This thing could jump out. All right, let's see what happens. Can you believe it? Look what happened. All the molecules multiplied. This is a great formula. Who sent this? Oh, this is amazing. Here, you folks get the weather here. I found a great formula here. Pick up the Morgus weather here.
So they would actually superimpose the weather of that day. Hysterical. Thanks to Andres Calandria for the use of that video. WYES presents a Morgus Madness Party on Saturday, October 28th, here at the studios. Food and wine, food and drink, and costumes, and music by the Consortium of Genius Band. Go to wyes.org/events for tickets. And Halloween night at 9 p.m., WYES will show a vintage Morgus Presents with his wraparounds from the 80s and the classic movie House on Haunted Hill. Time for picks. The Manhattan Chamber Players are among the many performers featured during the Crescent City Chamber Music Festival, which kicks off this weekend and spans next weekend. 7 free public concerts included. Go to CrescentCityChamberMusicFestival.com for more information. The Crescent City Blues and Barbecue Fest begins Friday in Lafayette Square. Little Freddie King, we love Little Freddie, and Samantha Fish among the stars. CrescentCityBluesFest.com. Rory O'Neill Schmidt and Rosary Hartel O'Neill will sign their book on the cultural history of New Orleans voodoo, Saturday from 1 to 3 at Barnes & Noble on Veterans Boulevard. End of Day by Fang Sullivan is just one example of the portrait and figurative work created by artists from around the country via Zoom sessions, the New Orleans Drawing Group's first in-person show. The work will be on view starting Saturday with a reception at 6 p.m. at the Araby Visual Arts Gallery on St. Claude. ArabyVisualArts.com. And this Sunday, don't miss the Piety Market at Hotel St. Peter and Paul within what was once a church. Noon to 5 p.m. It's lots of fun, featuring the duo Strung Out and costumes, vintage clothing, food, and more. Check out the market's Facebook page. Now, Poppy, your picks.
Only in New Orleans. Right now,
True.
Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays in October. Don't miss Taro Hearse at Gracious Bakery. It's going to be an incredible event. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You'll get your tarot cards read in a hearse. Okay. Only New Orleans.
Alan.
Well, I want to alert everybody, coming up, Jack Lampert is going to be directing a musical written by Randy Bibb. It's titled One Piece, and you can see it at the Ty Tracy Theater and Gallier Hall when it opens on November the 3rd. I'll see you at the theater.
Okay, and a few more quick picks I've got. Actually, next weekend, the Friends of the Jefferson Public Library present their giant book sale at the Pontchartrain Center, friendsofjeffersonlibrary.org on Saturday, October 21st from noon to 5 p.m. The 27th Annual NOLA Designer Halloween Costume Boutique at the Always Lounge. Great original costumes. And the Symphony Chorus of New Orleans will perform Palmieri's Missa Tango, a choral mass and works by Dan Forrest on Sunday, October 29th at 2 p.m. at the NIM Center, the Academy of the Sacred Heart. Tickets at the door. Go to symphonychorus.org. And for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have some special editions. Next week, Poppy Tooker and Ian McNulty talking about restaurants. And then the week after that, an entire half hour. And we're going to have an amazing conversation with Richard Campanella. So we'll see you with our regular show, actually on November the 2nd. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Meg.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Programming on WYES is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
Public television is our passion. With so much content that WYES broadcasts and presents online, we are quite entertained and highly informed.
Please join us in supporting WYES.
The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao, AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.